Old dogs are learning new tricks. Gold Sheet is the country's oldest sports betting newsletter dating back to 1957, and for the first time, they're offering MLB top selections at WagerTalk and Sports Memo. Gold Sheet began posting their iconic LTS plays at WagerTalk and Sports Memo in October 2021, producing 118 units of profit during this current basketball season and 69 units of profit last football season. Join Gold Sheet for their daily best bets on the diamond until the All-Star break for just $249. That's 9 weeks of detailed baseball analysis and best bets for under $30 a week. No coupon is needed. The price is already discounted, but act fast as the price goes back Sunday at midnight.
Welcome, everybody, to Wager Talk Today. I am Lawrence Presman. That handsome cat is Teddy Covers. You're watching the best daily sports show, betting show on the planet. And what is going on this fine show? Dave Cokin, Ralph Michaels, and Jimmy Adams. Dave Cokin coming on talking Phillies, Dodgers, Leafs, and Lightning. He's going to come on. He's going to tell me about Vasilevsky winning 16 games in a row after a loss and how the Leafs are going to lose. Boo! Hopefully he'll take the Leafs. And Ralph Michaels, NHL, he's going to look at the Minnesota-St. Louis game, and an NBA, Miami and Philadelphia, and Jimmy Adams, the Mavs and the White Sox. Teddy, I got a story to tell, but first off, how are you? How did you do last night? What did you learn? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, but what's that last game that Jimmy Adams is doing? Because the Mavs can't play the White Sox.
The Mavs and the White Sox, 2 games.
Oh, the really? Mavericks game in the NBA and the White Sox game in MLB. Yes, I want to know what's on today's show. So does our audience.
Okay.
In terms of what we learned yesterday, we got controversy. We talked a little bit about it on the opening line report about the DraftKings stock. We've done a little bit of financial stuff. Obviously, Prez, you were talking about Bitcoin, and then it
plummeted.
Sure, which you said it's a longer term investment that is going to go down short term. So the DraftKings stock's been tanking. I talked about it on opening line report with Drew. Now we have some issues with Barstools owned by Penn Gaming. They're in the headlines today. Dave Portnoy gets a lot of headlines, and it's Dave Portnoy versus James Salinas, who's a well-respected bettor, rounding again on Twitter, He won the Super Contest. This is a guy who makes money betting on sports. Okay, so Salinas told his story on air about how he went to the Barstool book. He put in the wager. They accepted the wager. They held the ticket. They asked to see his ID. They said, oh, we can't give you that much. He said, okay, I'll take what I can get. And they said, oh, by the way, we're changing the lines too. That's Salinas started the story. And he's like, okay, give me my money back. I'm walking out. And when something like that happens to a professional gambler, there's going to be some publicity around it. So Salinas told his story, and Portnoy got his chance to respond. And his response was, F that guy. The draft isn't even a game. F that guy. That's the wrong answer.
You think?
Okay. Portnoy, is a guy who likes headlines and who's not shy about publicity, but that's the wrong answer. Okay. If you don't want to offer draft props, don't offer draft props. If you offer draft props, you have to let people bet those draft props. You can't do what they did. And there's a big fine a-coming. But more than that, you look at Penn Gaming. Penn Gaming was sitting at 81 last October. They're under 30 right now. And every wise guy bettor in the country right now is looking to take as many shots as they can at Barstool and Penn Gaming. I wouldn't be buying that stock anytime soon. What'd you learn, Prez?
Well, Teddy, I want to talk to that really quickly because up in Canada, we legalized cannabis, 5-6 years ago, whatever. And it was very, very similar to what happened with the gambling stock. Now, I bought a lot of gambling stock. I was big into DraftKings and Flutter, which is FanDuel, and Penn. I've since sold my entire portfolio, but we saw this with cannabis, and that is there's a massive overvaluation of these new companies in this new space at the beginning. And we saw, I mean, DraftKings was up to 60, Flutter was over 100. And now DraftKings down to $11. The crash was massive. The exact same thing happened in the cannabis market in Canada, with stocks going sky high and then dropping to next to nothing overnight.
But this is my question. Did the better run companies hold their value, or
No
did the companies right?
No companies held their value.
In the sports betting marketplace, the better run companies haven't dropped by 2/3 since last October.
No, they have not.
Okay.
But they have all dropped,
So
and they have all dropped substantially.
But the companies that are struggling with some of the PR issues, struggling with how to handle some of the nuances of the modern sports betting world, those companies' stocks are taking bigger hits than the other ones. And I think that's a long-term problem.
Well, I mean, let me ask you, Teddy. I mean, do you sit there and think to yourself, okay, DraftKings down to $11. Is this company in trouble? Is this company going to get acquired? Is this company going to go bankrupt? Or is this company going to start a climb towards dominance?
Again, it comes down to management, okay? It comes down to, what are you doing now to set yourself up for 5 and 10 years from now, okay? And what DraftKings is doing, okay, is they're putting up a whole bunch of odds that aren't any good, and the wise guys are pounding them. What Barstool is doing is they're making bad decisions to attack wise guy bettors, therefore setting themselves up to be attacked by the sharpest bettors in the world. So both of these books are under attack by the best bettors in the world. I don't want their stock right now.
No, and I'm with you, bro.
I want stock in the books that are just tracking as much public money as they can.
Yeah. No, I'm with you, but I will say this. People should keep an eye on that DraftKings stock, because when it does start to move up, it is going to go up. There is value in buying DraftKings stock, whether it's today or over the next little while. I believe there is value there. Keep in mind, everyone, Teddy and I are not
real quick
financial consultants.
I am not. And I have a sharp friend that I talked to that he said he wouldn't touch that stock with a 10-foot pole. He said it's going to go down before it goes up. It's not a well-managed company. So and I would agree with that. This is not a buy sign on DK. He would not recommend a buy on DK, even at this low price. That's why I'm saying
follow DK and watch what's going on with them, because there will be a buy opportunity with that stock. I think this is a company that ultimately will get its act together and will move forward in this massive and just super early industry that is shaping up in front of us. Teddy, I got a quick story for you, and this is 100% true. Last night I had a 5% play. Yeah, it is, Teddy. You can. Oh, good.
I'm taking the under. I'm taking only 98% true.
Okay, it's 97.9% true. Teddy wins his bet.
Exactly.
Make sure to buy the Odd Couple promo. Teddy is super hot today. That Odd Couple promo, $59, 3 days, all access. Both Teddy and I, one more day of that promo around. Teddy, I had a 5% last night on the Calgary Flames. Everybody follows my 5% plays. They are one of the top selling plays, probably the top selling play at WagerTalk on a regular basis. When I have them, I get Twitter. To me, it's a big deal. I was invited to a friend's house, couples sort of dinner party, and I could not wear my lucky 5% pants to the party. I mean, I just can't. They're like tie-dyed, white, freaking
You're not going
track
out with
pants. Yeah, not leaving the house. Dude, Dallas scores in the second period to go up 1-0. I left the party to the chagrin of Vivian. I came home by myself. I put
on your pants.
The pants on. And they won 3-1.
Good pants.
How insane is that?
It's all the pants.
Yeah, listen, Seth S., if it was a swingers party, I would have screwed all you guys and your 5%, and I would have stayed at the damn party. So it wasn't. It was just a regular party. So I put my bets and all of the clients' bets ahead of my party night, but I would not put it ahead of a swinger party. That is for sure. I'm just laying that out there. Speaking of swinger, Dave Cokin joining us, everyone. Was that a good segue, Teddy? How are you, Dave?
I want to know in the odd couple, who's Felix and who's Oscar?
There's some
Who's
debate
the
about
grump?
that.
Yeah, who's the grump? Walter Matthau or whatever. Whoever the grumpy guy is Teddy.
Yeah, I don't want to be Tony Randall. I want to be Walter Matthau in this spot. I'm happy to.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the role I
No,
want. But
no, you can't.
I'm also
You've just-
kind of the anal guy who jumps all over Prez when he does stuff wrong. So it's not a clear, who's Walter Matthau, who's Tony Randall situation.
All right. Well, now you've done something horrible. You've mixed up the movie and the TV show.
We know. But you know what, Dave? There's not many TV shows that I can say I was too young for. That's one of them. So I'm going to stick with that. I'm too young.
Well, I'm not too young. Let me put it this way. Horace Greeley is best known for giving the advice, "Go west, young man." He actually said that directly to me. So that tells you how old I am. I remember everything.
Yeah, well, there you go. Dave Cokin, everyone.
actually pretty good.
Dave, anything to add to anything we were talking about before with the DraftKings and the lucky stupid pants?
Yeah, let me,
you
I'll
being
give you
a
my...
world-class swinger.
Back in the early 80s, I was advised to participate in some land buying in Laughlin, Nevada, down by the Arizona border. And my response was, who the hell's going to go to that? It's 1,000,000 degrees. They got mosquitoes all over the place because the Colorado River's there. Bullhead City is the shithole of the universe. I'm not wasting my money. That probably cost me about $2 million. So I don't give financial advice on anything other than sports.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we all have those stories, that's for sure. But
that's a pretty good story.
That's the one that stands out. Dave Cokin, let's go. Philadelphia Phillies playing the Dodgers tonight. Well, if you like the Dodgers, you might as well take them at -1.5. But I got a feeling you're going to tell us something about a 5-inning bet. Talk to us.
No, I'm not. I think with the line where it is now, I think I'd go ahead and play Phillies full game. It's not going to make my card. I only have one game that I got involved in today. But I'll give you the selling points or the buying points on the Phillies. Zach Wheeler is back from his little stint on the COVID list, but he didn't really miss much time. He's been off a week. So he's basically got 2 days extra rest. From what I gather, he wasn't sick at all, so he was just, got a positive test and had to follow the protocols, and now he's back. And I looked back to see what Wheeler's done on extra rest over the past few years. Boy, it's really good. I mean, that fastball of his is nasty enough. And add the freshness factor, it's even better. Nothing wrong with the way Tyler Anderson's pitched for the Dodgers. He's been good. In fact, you can argue his overall numbers at this point this season are better than Wheeler's. But Wheeler's first few starts were rough as he had no spring training because of the injury. His last 2 starts were sensational. And Anderson's a lefty, so he goes into the strength of the Phillies. Philadelphia's been good against lefties offensively. I think this one's tight. So I think there's a little value on the Phillies. Not a lot. Not enough for me to make it a play. If the Dodgers had come 150, I'd have bet the Phillies, but it didn't come that high. But nevertheless, from a lean standpoint, I would go with the Phillies here. You're at least getting plus money, and you do have the better pitcher on the mound in Wheeler, and both teams in their offensive strength. So that kind of, they balance each other off. The Phillies, they hit lefties, and the Dodgers, of course, what they do to righties is obscene. So I'll lean Phillies in that ball game.
So you talked about the Dodgers' success against righties and the Phillies' success against lefties. both of these lineups are explosive. Both these lineups are more than capable of putting up crooked numbers on the scoreboard. It sounds to me, and I know you're not a totals guy, Dave, so I don't want to put you in a box, but it sounds to me like if you were going to bet the total in this game, you would maybe look at the over.
No, not with the number where it is, and there's a breeze blowing out at Dodger Stadium tonight, so ball could carry. But Anderson is pitching well, and Wheeler. If anything, I guess, and I do play baseball totals, by the way. Maybe a first 5 under, but that's just a guess. The only mild opinion I have of the game is to take the price of the Phillies.
Dave, Cokin, Dave, I cannot wait to hear your thoughts on this Toronto-Tampa Bay game. I mean, on every broadcast in Canada, it's Vasilevsky hasn't lost twice in a row in the playoffs in 3 years, 16 games in a row. Dave, I think that's one of those misleading statistics. This team has won the Stanley Cup 2 years in a row. You don't lose 2 games in a row very often when you win the Stanley Cup. This is not as much a reflection of him. It's a reflection of how good that old damn team is. You got Tampa Bay at minus 135, a total of 6.5. Every game's gone over. How do you like this one, my friend? And tread carefully.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, before the series started, I said this is going to go 7. And I still think it's going to go 7. I think they're going to wind it up in Toronto in a couple of days. I do think the Lightning will find a way to win tonight. They're not as good as they've been the last 2 years. Basically, their whole third line was lost in the offseason. They're playing elsewhere now. So the depth advantage that Tampa Bay had over basically everybody in the league hasn't existed this year. And that's had a bit of an impact. And I don't think they're as strong as they were a year ago. And the Leafs are loaded. But, one thing that still comes into the mix is that Toronto, they don't win big games. They're going to have to prove they can win a big game, which they basically haven't done for like 50 years. And that's not an exaggeration. So I like the Lightning. Now, the price is going up. And I don't think at 135 I like it as much as I did earlier. But I did make a play in the Lightning tonight, and we'll see how it goes.
Dave, I get it, man. All the stats, all the numbers suggest the Lightning, this has been a perfect zigzag. You got Vasilevsky and this team not losing back-to-back in 3 years or something. I get it. I really do get it. But just for the record, being down 2-0 in game 5 and then winning that game would constitute a big win in a big game. I will be cheering against that play vehemently and passionately with a bunch of people around the pool tonight. Dave Cokin, everyone, what do you got to promote, brother?
Are you betting the Leafs? Are you betting the Leafs?
No, I will not be betting the Leafs tonight.
Okay, so you're just a fan. All right. Which is nothing wrong.
I'm allowed to be.
Oh, no, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
I did bet them in game 5. I did bet them in game 5. I also bet Austin to score a goal, which was great. But no, tonight, man, I can't deal with the double heartache. If I put money on it and they lose my fandom, my betting, it's too much damn stress for me. Dave, what do you got going? Yeah.
Do you pull up the lucky pants for a fan game as opposed to a bet?
No.
Okay.
And that's a great question because Vivian asked me where the lucky 5% pants for the Leafs. I'm like, nope. I mean, the Leafs are damn important, Dave, but my 5% plays are the priority in my life. And I am not wasting the Irish luck with those pants for the Leafs. So, yeah, no is the answer, which is crazy. What do you got going with the clients tonight?
Well, I have one baseball play. It's actually a 2 plays in one, a couple of 2% plays in baseball. And also, have you checked out First 5 yet? That's the new show on Wager Talk. We do it. Well, I'm on today with Tony Mejia, and we're going to discuss a couple of first 5 wagers that we like. And that is at, I believe we do it at 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern time. Check it out. We'll have some good information for you and hopefully some winning information as well.
Awesome. Right after the show, guys, Dave Cokin, Tony Mejia, the first 5. Teddy, get ready. We're coming back to you. We got Ralph Michaels, a chart, and Jimmy Adams, plus the daily presidential address. Stay with us, everyone.
Almost 30,000 people follow Ralph Michaels on Twitter for his great handicapping information, and thousands download his free handicapping guides. Despite this, Ralph wants everyone to be aware he is coming off his worst college football season ever, dating back 36 years. Because of this, he ramped up his focus and added even more handicapping to ensure a bounce back for his clients. And what happened? Number 1 NBA winning percentage, number 1 NHL winning percentage, number 1 WNBA winning percentage the last 2 seasons combined, the number 1 NFL preseason over the last 6 years, and number 1 college football bulls in the last 5 years combined. Right now, you can bet right alongside Ralph for the next 12 months for $99 a month using coupon code RM99 on his 1-year all-access pass. That's under $23 per week for the NBA, NHL, WNBA, college football, and college basketball. Remember, just use coupon code RM99 on Ralph's 1-year all-access pass.
It is time for today's big game breakdown. Let's go to the NBA for Thursday night. In the streets of Philadelphia, where the 76ers, call them -2 / -2.5. It is a split line right now. Total is sitting at 207 against the Miami Heat. The betting market saying expect a game 7. Philly primed to bounce back. Of course, the Sixers looked as bad as they could look on Tuesday, losing by 35 in Miami, and it wasn't that close. That game was over in the first quarter. What do I talk about as an NBA playoff betting mantra? When a team is done, they're done. Listen to these Sixers quotes. All right, here's James Harden. Think about it. We're still a fairly new team. We're damn near 2 months. So when we finally catch a rhythm and finally find something that works, Joel goes off for a couple of games. Is that a bet on quote? No, that's a maybe next year quote. All right. Harden, of course, 14 points in 37 minutes of game 5. The only game he's had an impact in this series was game 4. Joel Embiid, who has a torn ligament in his thumb, and he's playing with a face mask against a team that isn't shy about playing a little dirty. Quote, this is a lose-lose situation for me. If I don't play, I probably get called soft. And if I play and I play bad, they probably come up with a bunch of stuff that I guess he's not good enough. These are not positive quotes from Philadelphia. Embiid saying, lose-lose. Harden saying, we've only been together 2 months. Now, the Warriors came out last night and said all the right things about Memphis, and then they got blown out in that game. Here's what Miami's saying. All right. Jimmy Butler. We're capable of it if we get some stops. It's a hard place to play. Eric Spoelstra. Just one game. They know it. We know it. Talking about the last one. Miami not showing that, oh, yeah, confidence. We're going to kill them like we kind of heard from Golden State going into yesterday. I think the Heat's mentality is right, and I think the Heat close out the series. Give me Miami plus the points in Philadelphia. And there's your big game breakdown. Back to you, Mr. Prez.
Firstly, yesterday, I was wrong. I did say that every home team won, and it was a misspoke. And I did it again now because the Toronto-Tampa Bay series, the first game went under, the next 4 went over. And the first game feels so far away to me, Teddy. It's like it was.
Hang on.
Yeah.
So that guy who you ripped a new a-hole for writing something in the forum yesterday, you absolutely came on here and ripped him up. And
no, I offered him to be my little spoon.
You were wrong and he was right in what he said?
Yes, however, like I
So,
spoke to
this
him
guy who you
about it.
publicly
Are you go? This is the third time you have
he was
summarized
right.
this.
And
Say it again, Teddy. Say it again.
So
Go ahead.
in my
Say
mind,
it in
okay,
Spanish.
that's more than a little apology. That's a dude. I'm a complete idiot. I can't believe what I did. I'm so embarrassed and humiliated for my unbelievable mistake.
because you
And I
won't
can't
let
believe
me
I called
talk.
you out. I'm
Maybe
an ass
if
clown
you
and I know
shut
it.
up,
That's what I say in
maybe
that
if you
spot.
shut up and let me talk. Yes, like I said to Chris, I was wrong, blah 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 blah. But I'm not going to give him that type of an apology because he still called me an idiot, and I don't need the name
You're an
calling.
idiot.
The name calling is where he lost me. So anyway, I'm good being wrong. Listen, guys. In all seriousness, I am wrong 3% of the time. I am right 97% of the time. I wear 97 on my jersey in hockey. I have done a calculation. I am 53 years old in 1 week. I have calculated everything that has ever come out of my mouth in my entire life, and I am right 97% of the time. This time I was wrong, and Chris, you could be my big spoon if you want. Sorry. Ralph Michaels joining us, and Ralph, sorry you had to listen to that, man.
Hey guys, how are you?
Good, my brother. What's going on?
Kicking away, enjoying these NHL playoffs, enjoying the NBA playoffs. So happy to be talking. And of course, it's Thursday on WagerTalk Today. That must mean I came up with some sort of chart.
Yeah. Ralph, listen, you started with ticking away. Do you know the name of a song that starts with those lines?
You know what? I don't think I know words to any song. So I'm one of those guys that think I know the words and I'm singing in my car. And now all of a sudden you see what the words are. And I was probably wrong on half of the words. So yeah, don't ask me songs and words because that's not my forte.
So I put together a list of my top 50 songs of all time. Once the playoffs end, we're actually going to go through it on this show. And that is from song number 5 on my list, Time by Pink Floyd. Manuel Revenant, thanks for the tips, brother. We love you. Ralph, I hand the mic over to you. Take your time. We don't have a hard stop at 12:50. Mike's yours. I'm going to kick back, shut up, learn, and listen.
Well, someone had reached out to me and asked me NHL Game 6 home teams. So I wanted to break them down, and this is one of those charts where there's nothing wow about it, but at least it gives you the data of what has occurred since 2008. So if we see the chart, you'll see that it says NHL Game number 6 home teams off 1 win, exactly 1 win, 2 wins, 3 wins, off 1 loss, off 2 losses, and off 3 losses. So if we look at the top of the chart, we see that Game 6 home teams off a win actually have a negative record, but no one falls in that category this season. When we have NHL Game number 6 home teams off 2 wins, like St. Louis and LA, those teams are 12-9, 5-2 the last 3 years, so a little bit on the plus side. So what happens when we have NHL Game number 6 home teams off 1 loss and off 2 losses? You'll see that they're just above 500. Teams off 1 loss, like Tampa Bay, Boston, and Pittsburgh, 25-19. And while they've gone 4-1 the last 2 years, the bubble season is not included in that. So legitimate home teams, the last 2 seasons where there's been home teams, they've gone 4-1. But look at that same record. You have to be very careful thinking, oh, wow, a 4-1 angle, because those same teams went 1-6 in 2016 and 2017. So with that variance back and forth, it's a situation I'm not going to look at. And home teams off 2 losses like Dallas and Washington, only 7-6. and none since 2018. So while it's not a wow chart, it is something to look at just to know the data. Anything on there, Prez, jump out to you with game number 6 home teams off either the wins or the losses?
Sorry, Ralph, say that again.
Do any of those numbers? This is an NHL that I did for you, Prez. So damn it, when I go through an NHL chart, you better pay attention. I asked, do any of those...
Dude, I was looking at the chart on my other computer because I'm old and my eyes can't see it on the screen. It just comes across as totally blurry. No, I mean, listen, I'm surprised with the 7-6 for Dallas and Washington. I actually thought it would be worse, not better. I mean, I look at those 2 games and I'm thinking to myself, I like Calgary and Florida in game 6. So I actually expected that to be worse. Most people would have intuitively thought it would be a better numbers.
And, Dan, if you could show me the chart one more time. Someone reached out to me on Twitter, and you'll look underneath the WagerTalk logo. The question on Twitter was, how do NHL playoff teams do off back-to-back losses as a favorite, like the Oilers and the Wild?
Oh, that's good.
Don't get too excited. I mean, those teams are 31-25, an average line of minus 125. So they're actually minus 4.3 units. So don't be afraid. It's not a number that's going to turn you one way or the other. But I read an article saying, this Oilers team off back-to-back losses is a favorite. There's no way they're going to lose 3 in a row. Well, guess what? It's been a money burner, not a very big money burner, but at 31-25, when your average line is minus 1.25 units, you are actually down 4.3 units in that sample size.
Strong chart from Ralph Michaels talking about those game 6 home teams in the NHL. Speaking of game 6 home teams in the NHL, let's talk about St. Louis and Minnesota tonight. I'm seeing the Blues basically pick them. Minus 110, minus 115. Total sitting at 6.5 in this game, Ralph. You looking at side or total for the Wild and the Blues?
Well, I did not have a way to go find this data, but how many NHL playoff series have you had where in 4 straight games a team has scored 5 or more goals? An incredible run on offense. St. Louis games 2 and 3. Vice versa. Minnesota games 2 and 3. St. Louis has scored 5 the last 2 days. But you know what? It's to be expected. These were the number 3 and number 5 offenses in the regular season. St. Louis, a number 2 team on power play percentages. And don't forget, the Blues might be down 2 major defensive players. Scandala and Kung, they were their number 2 and 3 defenders as far as plus-minus numbers go on the season. Both banged up, both day-to-day are questionable for tonight. I do like the over in this game. Despite Minnesota only scoring 2 goals in their last game, their expected goals for was almost 6. They had a lot of great shots. Things just didn't fall for them. So I do like over 6.5. And I also like both teams to score in the first period. You can get plus 144 on that wager. So 6.5, a high number for the playoffs. But in this series, not afraid to go over.
Ralph, I'm with you, man. 5-2 last game, 5-2 the game before, 5-1 before that, 6-2. And, for me, when I'm handicapping these NHL games and I'm looking at the totals, one thing I like to do is, if it was 4-3, I wouldn't be as inclined to bet the over. But because these games are blowouts, it actually is more, the over becomes more interesting for me. And keep in mind, in these
eliminations, I mean, with St. Louis up 3-2, how early does Minnesota, if they're down, pull a goalie?
So I was just going to say that.
Absolutely. So you have that desperation factor. And I'll tell you what, St. Louis is confident. They came out. Minnesota's also a confident team. Teddy's one to read quotes on his big play breakdowns. And you read Minnesota's paper, they are a very confident bunch coming out of that game. Just because they lost back-to-back games by 3+ goals hasn't hurt their morale going into this game.
Yeah, and Ralph, one of the things for me, period 3, highest scoring period at plus 190. Andrew McGinnis pointed this out on Puck Time yesterday. In these elimination games, and Ralph mentioned it a few minutes ago, you could pull the goalie, the empty net could be there for 6 minutes. So I would throw a small flyer on period 3 being the highest scoring period. And frankly, I would do that in every elimination game in hockey moving forward, especially if you're getting plus money. Carolina can clinch tonight, plus 190 period 3. Toronto can clinch tonight, plus 190 period 3. Take them all. Ralph Michaels, awesome stuff. Let's talk NBA. Teddy, you set it up, brother.
Sure, Lawrence. I'd be happy to do that. Let's talk about the Heat and the 76ers. Tonight, you're interested in the total. You're interested in the first half total, Ralph. Tell us why.
Well, Teddy, I had a 5% winner yesterday on Milwaukee, Boston under first half. And then we've seen the game go over full game. So it's one of those situations that worked out well. In this situation, we're getting the first half under 105.5 or 106 when the full game is 207. So we're getting 2 points, 2.5 points of value with the first half. I look at the situations, and when I went through game 6, remember we talked about this last week. Game 7, NBA playoffs, we know you're playing the under for the most part. Game 6s get discounted. It is an elimination game for one team. And going back since 2008, if you bet the under in every game 6, you have cashed 61.1% of the time. Miami, 2-7-1 over under in the playoffs. Philly, since the playoff opener, 3-7 over under. But it's the defenses. The Heat defense holding foes in the playoffs to 44%. Philly in the playoffs holding foes to 45%. And most importantly, Miami on the road. They've played 4 playoff road games. They are shooting 41.9% away from home. And the first 2 games were against a very weak Atlanta defense. So you talk this Heat truly struggling on the road. The pace will be slow in the first half. I think they're going to try to mug Embiid. And I do like the under. This is an actual client release. It is an actual 4% client release on Philly and Miami under 106 in the first half. If you got 105.5, no problems with that as well.
Ralph Michaels. Ralph, you had a wedding last week, right?
Yeah, my son got married in Cleveland, got to see a lot of good friends. Everything was great. It was miserable weather during the week. It was supposed to be miserable weather on Saturday, but despite being windy and chilly, the sun was out. So it makes quite a difference when you have an outdoor wedding. So awesome to see everyone back in Cleveland.
Well, listen, congratulations, man. I hope you get some grandkids fast and enjoy them. I'm sure it was a beautiful event, so congratulations. Guys, the wonderful, incredible Ralph Michaels. Dude, what do you got to promote? I know you are red hot right now.
17-2 on 5% plays, my last 19.
Wow.
I have a 5% baseball play up tonight. 10-1 the last 11, 17-2 my last 19 5% plays. That's 89.5%. And if you saw the commercial before I came on, if you're interested in getting me for $99 per month, buy the season package. RM99 is the code, and it'll get you 12 months, all sports, for $99 per month.
Wonderful stuff, Ralph. I can't thank you enough for coming on here. I love your charts. I need glasses on this show. That I'm going to start putting glasses on. I'm literally squinting at the screen to read Ralph's chart. Anyway, Teddy, Jimmy Adams joining us, and another exclusive handicapper at WagerTalk.com. Where is he? There he is. Hey, Jimmy, how are you, man?
Doing pretty good, Prez. What's going on, Teddy? On a little 19-11 run last 30. You always feel like you could be doing better, but we'll try and keep rolling with this 63% run on the diamond.
Hey, dude, I'll take 19 and 11 every 30 plays all day forever, please. Congratulations. Nice run, man. Let's get straight to it. Do you want to talk about the Dallas Mavericks for tonight? How do we bet this game?
Yeah, I'm going to take a shot with Dallas here plus the points. So the difference in Game 5 is obviously the start of the second half. You can't allow the Suns to go on a run like that. Easier said than done, but you can't turn the ball over like that and have that big of a scoring drought. Luka Doncic and Jalen Brunson were the only two starters to score in double figures, and Reggie Bullock didn't score at all in 35 minutes. I thought that was a misprint when I read it at first. So if we go back to Game 4 at home, Doncic 26, Brunson 18. Finney Smith steps up big with 24 points. And three guys off the bench hit double figures. That, of course, a 10-point win as Dallas took Game 3 and 4 at home. Something about these home-road dichotomies that have just been tremendous in the NBA playoffs. So I think Dallas needs to attack Chris Paul here. It was a strategy they were employing early on in the last game, and it was working a little bit. So I think they go after him here. They've got to hit open shots that Luka creates. Luka can't do it all. I mean, he's going to have his 40, but when Luka is off the dribble drive and he knocks it out, the guy's got to hit threes and they got to pick up their teammate. That being said, they've shown that they can do it before. As I mentioned, with the 2 wins in the series, mix that with gang rebounding and team defense, and they'll be headed back to Phoenix for Game 7. Suns 2-6 against the spread last 8 as a road favorite. Mavericks 5-1 against the spread last 6 as a home dog. I'll take a shot with the Mavericks plus the points tonight.
Jimmy Adams says take the Mavs plus the 2 at home against Phoenix. Let's break down a baseball game for today. You want to talk about a first 5 inning? There's lots to talk about first 5 inning bets on today's show. Let's talk about the White Sox and the Yankees first 5. Where do you want to go with this one?
So the White Sox have really turned things around as of late, winning 7 of 8. The win streak's great, but the real reason for this play is Dylan Cease on the mound. Dylan Cease is absolutely a bet on pitcher in my mind. The guy is absolutely filthy. So last time out, 1 run, 4 hits, and 5 innings pitched. The start prior to that, I watched him from start to finish. 0 runs, 1 hit, 11 Ks, which tied a career high over 7 innings against an Angels lineup that has proven to be pretty good. Cease is amazing. He's got a fantastic command, which I love, can paint the black, has a wicked curveball, and touches 98 on the gun. On the other side, you got Luis Gil. This is his first start of the season, and he's really a back-of-the-end rotation guy. The Yankees would prefer that he not even be a starter. He's got high velocity, but his command isn't there. He's had a lot of trouble with his command throughout his career, and that's a major concern for me here with a White Sox team that is playing well and has a great pitcher taking the mound.
Outstanding. Jimmy Adams, everybody. Jimmy, what do you got going for our clients tonight?
Yeah, so apart from these 2 plays, I have 1 underdog play in MLB that I really like. So hop over to WagerTalk.com, grab yourself a subscription, and we'll keep pumping out winners.
Thanks so much. Jimmy Adams, everyone. Guys, if you have not subscribed to our channel, please take 1 second and do that. It's important to us, and it's important to you. You won't miss any shows. We've got a new show starting at 1 p.m. today, Tony Mejia and Dave Cokin. It's called The First 5. Teddy, you doing any more shows today, bro?
I am. I'll be on the first pitch at 10:45 p.m. Pacific, so about an hour from now.
That's a great show. Guys, make sure to check that out. Who's hosting that one? Drew?
Yeah, with Steve Merrill as well.
Oh, wow. Drew, Steve, and Teddy. I might even log on. Okay. We got ourselves 100 likes. Let's go. A massive thank you to everyone who grabbed my 5% play yesterday. Calgary Flames, it won. I told a story on Wager Talk today. I was out at a dinner party. I couldn't wear my lucky 5% pants. I ended up leaving the party early, raced home, put the pants on going into the third period down 1-0, and Calgary ended up winning the game 3-1. Woohoo! The lore of the pants continue. I got one NHL bet tonight, two baseball and one NBA, and my baseball's been outstanding. I have lost the last couple of days, but I'm up double-digit units on the season, and I'm calling dogs almost every day. Okay, so bets for tonight, guys. Real straightforward. Minnesota and St. Louis. I like this game to go over. We had Ralph Michaels on Wager Talk today. He likes this game to go over as well. So 6.5 is the total. Take it over. And also there are 3 games tonight. All 3 games are potential elimination games. Wait, I think there's 4 games tonight, but they're all elimination games tonight. Take every elimination game third period over. The third period for the highest scoring period at plus 190. So that is something that I'm going to be doing on a regular basis. We're going to see the goalies pulled. If a team's down 4-1, the goalie's being pulled with 7 minutes to go, 6 minutes to go. So take the third period to go over the total on all 4 games tonight. Teddy covers. It is Shawarma Thursday. I'm going to get one now. Take us home, my brother.
Sure, that's going to wrap it for the Thursday edition of Wager Talk today. We want to thank Jimmy Adams, Ralph Michaels, and Dave Cokin for joining us as guests. I want to thank all of you for taking time out of your busy day to hang out with us here on Wager Talk TV. We'll do it again tomorrow. Same time, same channel, 9 a.m. here on the left coast, noon for you back east. Between now and then, enjoy the games and good luck.
The WNBA is back. This is now the 27th season for the WNBA, and the league will again have a 36-game regular season starting on May 6th and finishing August 14th. That's over 14 weeks of regular season action, plus a new extended playoffs, with the conference semifinals being a best of 5, while the conference finals and WNBA finals will be best of 5. Take advantage of our early bird special and pay only $2.99. And once you sign up for your favorite WNBA capper, you'll receive a coupon to get a second WNBA capper for only $2.49. Whether you sign up for a WNBA season package or not, make sure to check out the Wager Talk WNBA guide prepared by Ralph Michaels. This free guide includes logs for the last 2 years, plus a 2022 schedule log, returning production of each team in 7 categories, 5 years of overall records, home records, and away records, including straight up, against the spread, and over-under, and tons more of handicapping info. Grab your free guide and early bird special now.